Here we go.
Alright, welcome back to the channel. And today, Fred is wanting me to share my experience with cargo hauling missions, and we're going to talk about everything about them, going from the best ways to gain rep with Covalex to the best way to make money from these missions, the best ships to use, the best locations to go. So if you like this kind of content, be sure to leave me a like, comment, subscribe, all that fun jazz, and we're going to jump right into it. So, location-wise, and I'm going to say this first because I really feel like it's that important. If you're doing the cargo hauling missions, I highly, highly recommend you go to Microtech. Just because I've had way fewer problems around Microtech doing the missions there, and I'm going to show you one of the main reasons why. This is, I don't know where I am. It's one of the Logistics Depot S4LD13, whatever. It's one of the places that a lot of your small planetary cargo missions will take you. So, and this is going to be one of the main places you visit around Microtech. So, there's quite a few of them that have the same layout. There's a building in the middle, there's a wing going out to that side, and a wing coming out to this side. And you'll notice there is a hangar there that you can request to land in when you get here. So I haven't had a problem at all with the hangars in these locations, but you don't even have to go to the hangar if you don't want to. And honestly, I usually don't, just because it's faster for me to just stop off here on one of these small landing pads. If it's nighttime, you'll see these lights that kind of look like an X at night when you're coming in. But you land on one of these small landing pads here, and there's the freight elevator. So,
landing complete.
Yeah, these distribution centers and logistics depot, whatever they're called, I've had the least number of bugs and glitches with the freight elevators in these locations. I've tried the cargo hauling missions around Area 18, Crusader, Hurston, and Microtech now, and Microtech is hands down the absolute best for me. I just, it's incredibly frustrating for me to go to do a cargo hauling mission and the freight elevator not working. There's nothing you can do at that point. So, first thing, I highly recommend Microtech. So, let's talk about the missions. You go to your contracts, hauling, and just before we get into this, one gripe. I'm only gonna make one gripe, really. Why is there not a way to sort these missions, either by rank or by cargo size? You know, something, just something to sort through these missions. If you may have saw there, I am looking at 150 cargo hauling missions right now in this area. It's only showing the ones I can get around where I'm at, right? But wow. Okay, so cargo hauling contracts. The first thing you're going to see when you look at them is the rank. So experienced rank, junior rank, rookie rank, you get the point. Then it's going to be the type of mission. You've got direct interstellar, direct planetary, solar, local, just several different types of missions that you can do, and they're all, you know, a little different, I guess. The direct interstellar is going to be station to station. Direct planetary is going to be station to planet or station to moon. The solar is station to station. You know, you get the point. Then after that, it's going to say the size of the cargo. So, large cargo haul, medium cargo haul, or small cargo haul. I'm assuming there may be something like an extra large. I do not know that yet. I am only on the experienced rank. But so far, I have not seen an extra large. It's just been small, medium, and large. Then on top of that, you can look, and I'm going to go down to the rookie rank here. If you click on a mission, over here in the details, you'll see max size will be 8 SCU. So you can make sure that your ship, whatever ship you're using, you need to make sure that you can handle the largest boxes in this shipment, right? So it, just keep in mind that's a thing. You need to keep an eye on that, especially if you're limited in what ships you're using. Okay, so let's talk about the ranks. You're gonna start out at rookie rank. All right, so for rookie rank, you're going to have a ton of contracts going from a capital city to the station right above it. So for Microtech, you'll see a lot of contracts going from New Babbage to Port Tressler and back. So rookie rank, that's all you have to do. Go from the main city to the station above it and back. That'll get you through rookie rank the fastest. Me personally, I did this in Orison, going to Seraphim. There's missions like this at Area 18, going to Bygenie. Wherever you are, it doesn't matter. Rookie rank is pretty easy, and there's very few problems you're going to have with the freight elevators for those, usually. Okay, so moving up to junior rank. Now, this is just my experience with this, but as far as trying to farm the rep and go up the ranks, right? You have these small missions, which are going to be, 10 to 20 SCU of cargo, right? Somewhere in that range. Now, they're not going to give as much rep per mission, as far as that's my understanding, at least. And then you have, say, a medium cargo, which is going to be anywhere from 100. Okay, for junior rank, it's going to be about 100. As you go up on experienced rank, it's calling 300 SCU, still a medium cargo haul. So, just that in mind, that goes up. But as far as rep goes, to me, the options are the small planetary cargo hauling missions, which you can stack up 4 or 5, 3 or 4, whatever, going to the same places, and do that in about the same time as you can do one, like the medium cargo. So just because you're going to spend so much more time loading up 100 SCU of cargo and unloading it when you get there, by the time you do that, you can probably load 30, 40 SCU of cargo, drop it off at different places. My point is, rep wise, it's not going to make much difference which route you decide to go. you're probably going to progress through the ranks of these missions about the same pace, regardless of how you decide to do it. Me personally, I like the small cargo hauling missions, the small planetary cargo hauling missions, because I can do 3 or 4 at once. And what you'll find is that, so here, this is a direct planetary medium cargo hauling mission. It's close, it's like 90 SCU, but junior rank, it's only paying 26,000. So in the time it takes you to do this, you can do 3. Let's just say 3 small planetary cargo runs. Let me find a junior rank. Well, okay, this could work. This is kind of what I'm talking about. So this one, you're just going to SLD 13 and then to Rayari, another research outpost. So generally the ones I find are going from Port Tressler down to one of these distribution centers. And this one pays 22,000. So it's 6,000 less, but I can do 3 of them in the same amount of time, usually. This one's a little odd. That's not exactly what I was talking about. Okay, here, this is more like it. So, you're... Not really. That's kind of awful. Hold on. I know I can find one, but you have to go through so many missions. Here, this is perfect. This is what I'm talking about. So for junior rank, this one will pay 23,000, so it's 5,000 less. But you're dealing with 11 and 11, 22 SCU of cargo for one contract. So I can, load up 2 or 3 of these contracts in my ship, depending on what ship I'm using. Let's say 2. Let's just say I'm doing 2 of these. Now, it's not from one place to one place, it's one place to 2 places, so you're going to have to make an extra stop. But you're going to be able to do 2 of these missions at a minimum in the same amount of time as it would take to do 1 of the medium cargo hauling mission. So you're definitely going to make more money doing the small cargo hauling mission. Rep wise, like I said, it's going to be about the same regardless. The biggest thing is, are you wanting to spend your time going from place to place more and unloading small amounts of cargo, or spend all your time loading, fly for a couple minutes, and unload? It's just how you want to spend your time, really. But personally, for me, the small planetary cargo hauling missions are way better. So this remains true all the way. I'm at experienced rank, and these small cargo hauling missions are pretty much the same all the way through. I was kind of trying to look for one just to show you. Experience rank. Yeah, so this one has 4 stops, but it's 16 SCU of cargo still, and this is at experienced rank. And the payout is 52,000. So if you stack up 3 or 4 of these to do it once, the money is definitely becomes a lot better on these small runs. Let me find. So this is a medium cargo haul for. Oh, it's member rank. Okay, here. Experienced rank medium cargo hauling, 400 SCU. One place to one place. So you only have to make one stop, but 400 SCU that you're dealing with instead of. Yeah. But again, the money is nowhere near as good. So I highly recommend that you stick with the direct planetary small cargo hauling, and I really, really highly recommend you do them around Microtech because I've had less issues with those. So that's going to be my advice through every rank up to experienced. It could change after that, but I don't think it will. So far, it's been pretty consistent. Um, so let's talk about ships that you would want to use for these kind of missions. Now, my personal experience, there are a few that I have not tried that I want to try, and those are the Hull A and the Raft. I've not tried those two ships. So keep that in mind while I talk about the ships a little bit. But I have tried, just to run through them real quick. I've used Nomad, I've used Cutlass Black, I've used the Freelancer Max, I've used the Constellation Taurus, the Drake Caterpillar, and the C2 Hercules. So I've kind of went through all the different sizes of ships, and honestly, the size of ship that fits what I want to do most has been the Cutlass Black. Just because I can usually load up three of these small planetary cargo hauling missions at once in my Cutlass Black. Sometimes four. I mean, it does depend on the mission. Uh, but that loading those up and then making the stops to drop that off, and then sometimes I'll get another contract picking up waste or scrap from those locations and taking them back to Port Tressler where I started from. So that's usually around 45 minutes to an hour, and that's about as long as I really want to sit here at one time. About that time, I'm ready to get up, get a drink, go walk around a little bit, just stand up a little bit and get away from my computer. So for me, that's perfect. The Freelancer Max was great. Uh, really loved that one. If I had the C1 Spirit, that one would probably be about perfect too. Just it also has the bonus of having the tractor beam on the ship that you could use. But honestly, around this size of contract and um, the smaller boxes that you get with the small planetary missions, I don't really find the ship tractor beams to be all that useful. I found those more useful for the bigger missions, like the Caterpillar or the C2. I wish the C2 had one, but it doesn't. But the Caterpillar has one. But even it's only useful if you have an extra person with. The Taurus, though, the Taurus was very useful to have the tractor beam on the ship. I will say that that is my highest recommended ship for the cargo hauling until you get over, no, the hundred and I think it's 160 something SCU on the cargo grid that lowers down. But yeah, highly recommend the Taurus. It worked out great for me. But what I've settled on is for the size of the contracts, money wise, rep wise, the best balance for me is something around the Cutlass Black size. If I had the whole A, that would be a, you know, very viable option, honestly, because it may be one of the easier ones to load and unload. It's a little slow, possibly, but and like I said, I haven't tried the raft. That one looks like it would be, you know, really fun to use for these as well. But for me and what I've found with these missions and what I want to do, the Cutlass Black is, you know, the best for me. If you're going to be doing the solar contracts, yeah, the C2 did great. Few bugs with the Caterpillar. I highly recommend the Caterpillar over the C2 though, just because if you're doing one big contract, the C2 is better. But the different cargo compartments on the Caterpillar means that you can separate each contract in a different cargo hold, which is really effective considering if you have two missions and they both have the same type of cargo, let's say aluminum. If both of these missions have aluminum, you pick them up from the same place, throw them in the same cargo hold, in the same place, get them all mixed up. When you go to unload them, you will find you have to find the right aluminum for each mission to complete. So it doesn't come down to, oh, I need a box of aluminum that is 8 SCU. I'll just grab one. No, it has to be the right box that came from that mission. So the Caterpillar worked out great. I absolutely love that thing for these missions, especially when you're doing the smaller solar. So like this. This is a medium cargo haul. You have 40 SCU going to Bygenie and 45-ish, somewhere around there, going to Everest Harbor, right? So you can put this entire contract in one of those cargo holds, keep it separate, and get a different contract for each cargo hold in the Caterpillar, and it just really helps to keep them separate. But if you're doing these missions in the C2, it gets a little harder to keep them separate and remember where each one is, which doesn't matter until you go to unload. And for a mission like this where you're having to unload in multiple places, and if you're trying to keep track of multiple contracts at once, yeah, that gets very frustrating in a ship like the C2. So I would honestly recommend the Caterpillar over the C2 for the most part. The Nomad worked out great. It has that ship tractor beam and it works really well. If you're only wanting to do one or two of the small planetary cargo hauling missions at once, it works great. The Freelancer Max was great as well. Just depends on what size missions you're doing. Really will determine what size ship you want to use more than anything. But honestly, out of all of them, the Taurus was the be-all and catch-all for every one of these missions for me. It still could be at this point. I just find the Cutlass Black is faster to get down to the planet, drop off, take off, get back up to where I can quantum travel to the next place is the main reason I end up going back to the Cutlass. So I will be doing a tier list on ships for the cargo hauling mission. That will probably be my next video, but That's all I really have for you on the cargo hauling missions. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, be sure to leave me a like, comment, subscribe, all that fun jazz. I'll see you in the next one.